let's get crazy, folks.
Is my lipstick dry? Can I take a sip of You have to wait for it to air dry.
Can I get a straw for my toasted lager?
Yeah, big talking Brewskis.
Oh, okay. Yeah, toast.
Cheers, cheers.
Cheers.
What?
You have to tap them all, otherwise it's...
Bad luck.
I don't know.
Crack a cold one, we're on the air. Kicking back, having a few beers, we're chatting. Pull up your chair, we're all relaxing. Any subject, we never dismiss. Big talking Brewskis with Marissa Smith. Comedy, sex, relationships, more. Any subject, we got it in store. Big talking Brewskis is coming in live. Crack one open, Marissa has arrived. Big talking Brewskis with Marissa Smith. Yeah.
Hey guys, happy Friday. This is Big Talkin' Brewskis. I am Marissa Smith. As always, I've got Rodney Daniels with me.
What's up, guys? Happy Friday.
In from LA, we've got Heather Maruli with us.
Hello, hi. Thank you for having me.
We've got Elise Edwards with us.
Hello.
And Pandora.
Hello, guys. Happy weekend.
So, we're going to kind of like swing around and just find out how everybody is doing. I'm going to start with Elise. How was your week?
Oh my God. So unfortunate.
Damn.
So unfortunate, and yes, so fortunate.
Yeah.
In ways. Listen, I'm doing a lot of soul searching, which is compounded.
Girl, find your soul.
You know, 'cause it's out there somewhere.
It's like inflamed right now. I know that we're gonna discuss a little Venus and retrograde situations. Oh Lord, my shit just hit the fan. Like, so
I think
serious.
mine too.
Really?
Right before Halloween, oh Lord, like it just came tumbling down. And it's not that like it didn't need to happen, but it definitely did not need to happen the way that it did. So I've just been in this like, I'm just like, I feel like I'm all the way in the earth, just like looking up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I'm like, that's the sky, and I think I can crawl up back to it, maybe. Or
Follow
maybe
the light, girl. Follow the light.
I'm doing it. But other than that, I did a really fun show at a hookah bar too. So, you know, I also don't know what that was about, but I also felt like I was 16 and had just like, you know, smoked marijuana out of an Aquafina bottle, you know, in my friend's car, and then like went into a hookah bar because it's like the only place that I could sit and smoke cigarettes inside.
Yeah.
So it brought me back to a simpler time. And although, you know, like the mic was cutting in and out, and it was just like one of these like situations, it was like so much fun. It was like, you know what? This is what life's at. This is why I do comedy. I was like, I get a chance to just like have other people laugh at my pain, and like someone's going to gift me, you know, a jasmine shisha. And I know that things are going to be all right.
Awesome. Heather, how have you been?
Also going through it.
Yeah.
Damn.
Lots of tears shed these last few weeks. I've been here since so my trip to the East Coast started in Vermont.
Okay.
Very woodsy.
Yeah.
Visited an old friend. You know, it was nice up there, and then I came here, and
It was a shit show.
not necessarily a shit show, but like, you know, I have so many memories of when I lived here, you know, that like it just like brings up this old shit, and I was crying on the subway like pretty much intermittently all week. So I'm doing
That
well.
sounds like
actually.
a Tuesday.
Yeah, no, that's true. But I had shows every day this week, and you know,
Okay, look
just
at you.
having fun. Yeah, I just want to remind everybody I get booked. I want them to know. I don't want anybody shedding a tear for me.
Don't cry for me, Argentina.
Yeah.
Rodney Daniels.
Okay, so yesterday was my birthday. So
Happy birthday, boo.
Happy
that
birthday.
was that was great. But before that, earlier in the week, I had a situation. So I've been having.
What happened was
I work at a restaurant. There's a cook that I'm kind of talking to. We've been
Talking
together.
to.
No, we have like a relationship kind of.
Okay.
But he's straight. I'm the first guy he's ever had sex with. Like it's interesting. So then last week, all of a sudden, he blocked me on Instagram.
Oh, no.
And his friends showed,
no.
my roommate showed me, oh, did you see his
no.
Instagram post? And he has a girlfriend out of nowhere. So
He didn't already have a girlfriend?
Because
there are a lot of guys, obviously, who would be DL, right?
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
But then, like, if that's your situation, let me know about that. Like, that's totally fine. Like, you don't have to, like, we don't have to go on dates. You don't have to, like, ask me for money, low key, and, like, all that, like, kind of, like, shit. Right, like, and so
People
then.
are so
Shady.
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 I don't even
So
know.
let me tell you.
Shady as fuck.
So I went to work and I saw him and he was like, "I'm not trying to talk about this shit with you right now." Da, da, da. I'm like, "Oh, that's how you feel after a month of like."
Is he Latino,
this?
by the way?
Huh?
Is he Latino?
Yeah, he's Puerto
Oh,
Rican.
okay.
Of course. He's Puerto
I
Rican.
had a feeling.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so
Straight guy.
straight guy.
Banana hammock.
Yeah.
Oh God. But then I just needed consensus if I was wrong or not, because then I went to work and I outed him. I was just like, "Oh, that's how you want to feel? Fuck it, I'm telling everybody." And it's like, "Oh, yeah, upstairs, yeah, me and him, we've been fucking for a month. Just thought you knew, like, just to let you know, right? Just in. Sorry."
Wow.
Rodney,
I was-
you and I have the exact same.
I was
like I did
hurt
the same thing.
and I'm a fucking Scorpio.
Yeah.
Here's what you do not do.
crazy.
Don't fuck with me. Okay?
Damn.
Please, that stinger will come out.
Yeah.
I was really upset with that. And then in addition to that, I have another friend that I work with, right? Listen to this shit. He has fucked 2 other guys that I've already fucked.
Wait, who has?
The guy that I work with.
I'm
no,
so
this
confused.
is
This is
a
one of his
new
friends.
friend.
Oh,
This is a friend
okay.
that I've had for some months now.
Okay.
And like we're legit friends. Like he's a gay
Right.
guy, I'm a gay guy. Like we haven't slept together, but he found out about a guy that I hooked up with on Grindr.
Okay.
Then he messaged that guy and he fucked that guy.
After he knew you already
Yes.
fucked him?
Then there's
Oh.
another guy that I gave a blowjob to at work a couple
Okay.
of times.
Yeah.
Then he ended up fucking that guy. So then
So he's trying to one up you.
What are you, right?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Why are you being Eskimo brothers
Yeah.
with everybody I'm fucking?
Oof.
And so then I outed him too. I told
Oh
everybody
my
at work about
God.
that shit too.
Wait.
Oh yeah, so-and-so and so-and-so, they fucking. Everybody's like, oh.
But he's openly gay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the guy that he's
I'm
fucking
just
is
checking.
not.
What? Oh my God.
Has a baby mama.
No.
Yeah.
Wow.
Messy in these
No,
streets.
the way I guessed that guy, the way I guessed that guy was Latino. Well, I mean, I'm not trying to like stereotype or anything.
Well, no,
at
when
all,
I said,
but
oh no, I'm not trying to talk to you about it
I
right
had
now.
a Latino boyfriend who ended up he was talking to a man on Tinder, and I saw the messages where he was like telling this guy, "I bet you would look good in thigh-high stockings" and shit like that. I was like, "Oh my,
What?
yes." This is real. And he used to make me wear thigh-high stockings.
Oh.
Oh.
So obviously, well, I mean, that's
he
the
was
common
into
denominator.
he was
but
into thigh high stockings.
on just anybody or something. I don't know
Right.
what it is.
I mean,
he just
No.
liked
needless
to
to say,
see
I went to work,
stockings.
I'm about
guns
that.
blazing.
Well,
I
no,
was-
I honestly think he was like some type of closeted something or other. I have
mean,
no
well,
idea.
clearly, if he's messaging guys on
he
Tinder,
must. I guess he was bisexual. I have no idea. I don't know.
Yeah.
no. There's a difference though. You could be bisexual, that's fine,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
don't be. We in a relationship, or am I with you? Am I not with you? Or
Oh yeah.
be
no.
open about that shit.
Right, like
That
I
was
don't
the part
think
that made
he
me
even,
upset.
I don't think this guy even knew what was going on in his own head. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
it's like you can be
these people are
bisexual, just
fucked
don't be
up.
an asshole.
Right, don't
Right.
be an asshole. Thank you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
There be assholes in these streets. Everyone.
These streets
Ah.
are filled with assholes.
There's so many assholes in these streets,
And they're gonna
Oh
get
my
fisted. They
God.
keep fucking with me.
Oh my God.
and like not in a fun way.
At all, right? And a no lube, you didn't want that type of way.
Damn.
Wait, but does the fist still go in the same place? I'm so confused.
That I don't know if you've ever seen these videos. Like, no, like
I've
it's not.
seen some fisting
Yeah,
videos.
and it's kind of like, whoa!
Not
I didn't
bragging,
even
but
right. I didn't even know that
Is
your body could
there
do that.
enough
Right?
Crazy.
fucking hand sanitizer to make that okay?
No,
'Cause
you
I
wouldn't
feel-
use
Sometimes they wear like a.
sanitizer.
They have
A
a long glove,
a long rubber
that's
glove.
specifically for fisting. That's a rubber
yeah,
glove.
with lube.
And you
have to
stick
get
it
really
all the
lubed
way up
up
there.
Well, you have to like start out like really. Like, I'm like making
But then they
the
put like
motion.
that because that's what they do. They
It's
go
you
like
have to, like,
this.
you have to like.
I had a
make
guy
this
fingering me one time. All of a
motion.
sudden, he went like this, and I was like, "What are you doing?"
Oof.
That's not.
He was trying to.
Those are
fix
5
it.
fingers, motherfucker. That's not gonna work.
Crazy.
I did not ask for your whole hand.
I get.
Hello, thank you.
I
And
get.
shouldn't there be a warning? Hey, I like to stick my whole hand in
Oh
there.
my god. Yeah. No.
Yeah, like I did not agree to this.
No,
Yeah.
not doing it.
Like,
fingering
yeah.
Because they do the same thing with
techniques
women too.
are
So
poor.
women and men, there's some women that take.
No,
I
have
never.
That's
I
whole arm up
it
in you.
hurts when sometimes a guy is using like 2 or 3 fingers. Like it can hurt like really bad.
Right? Can you imagine a whole arm up in there? Just
No.
like,
I actually can't.
No.
No.
got you like a shish kebab.
No, no, no.
No. Yeah, it's like, no. We're all cringing. No.
No.
Ass
Oh
to
my
ass.
It's
God.
like I'm passing on that.
Right.
Sir.
So,
I-
Marissa
like, just
Smith,
like-
how was your week?
Yes.
I've had an interesting week. I have been trying to live with these midterms. We took the house. I'm okay with that. I'm trying to live on these apps. I literally I was messaging back and forth with this dude, and like everything was just kind of like super like, oh, how are you? What do you do for work? Blah blah blah. And so like then he was like, oh, I'm moving this weekend. I'll text you later. And I'm just like, okay. And so like it was one of these like, oh, like good morning. And I messaged him back, good morning. I got busy at work. I couldn't message him back right away. He's like, how was your day? Didn't message him back. And then like immediately after how was your day is like, are you into pegging?
Oh my
And-
god.
And it's just like, how did we go from good morning to are you into pegging when we've never talked about anything sexual at all? It was just kind of like, oh, like, have you ever dated younger guys? And I'm like, oh, yeah, my ex was 10 years younger. And then he's like, oh, cool. And then it was just like, oh, I'm moving this weekend, but I'll message you later. Cool. To like, good morning. Are you into pegging? It's a lot.
crazy.
That's like a lot. Like
crazy.
I mean, pegging is a lot.
Pegging is like one
So
step
you're
away
not
from
in-
like
you're
taking
not
a dick
into
in the
it.
butt. Like it's one step away from that.
Yeah.
No, but they are taking a dick in the butt. It's just not.
No, they're taking like a dildo.
It's
Yeah,
the
I
same-
mean, I
it's the
can't
same
grow
concept.
a dick to put it in their
That's what I'm
butt,
saying,
but
is that, like,
if I
that's,
had
like,
a
one
dick,
step
they
away.
want it in their butt.
They're one step away from tranny sex.
You know, and then that's the other thing too is like I posted it on Instagram because like, so this is my mantra, like has been for 2018. It's going to continue to 2019. I feel like a lot of people don't believe women right now, and they don't believe that people say or do crazy shit to them.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
So like 100% anytime somebody messages me something crazy,
Screenshot.
I'm screenshotting it and
Yep.
I'm blasting it because I feel like there's a lot of guys that are questioning whether or not these things happen to women. And I think that if we want to progress and we want change and we want men to understand, empathize, sympathize with what we're going through, they need to know women that are going through these things. So there's no question about like, oh, well, she says this happened, but I don't know if I believe her. It's just like, no, boo, you've known me for 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
You know me to be a person of caliber, a person of truth, and I'm not doctoring anything because I don't even know how to work fucking whatever shit you doctor shit with, because I'm too old for that. I'm screenshotting shit.
Yeah.
I'm amazed that I know how to work the fucking Instagrams, and I'm just fucking posting. So I've been like, that's been my mission for the 2018. Every fucking weird message I get, I've been posting it up on Instagram, and this is one. And like, people are just kind of like, oh, that's crazy. Like, like he just said that. I'm like, yeah, he just said that. Like, I there was no like leading up. There wasn't any conversation beforehand. Not like, oh, like I'm like super vanilla. Like, there's none of this in my profile. My profile literally is like, if you don't like bacon, beer, or cheese, we're probably not going to get along. That is my profile.
Mm-hmm.
These guys don't give a fuck about what you want.
No. Nope.
They don't care.
Nope. I'm
and,
on hiatus from all dating right now.
And
all
that
of it.
yeah, and then that just like leads into like other shit, and I'm not gonna go into it too long because time is money, and he's not worth my time or my money.
Yes.
But so there is a comic that apparently thinks he's having a feud with me.
Oh my god.
That's funny.
It's a one-sided feud in his mind, right?
Because he doesn't like to me, it's like, dude, I blocked you a year and a half ago. Get over your shit. But like, so there was this comic that was a bringer at my shows, and he was like constantly like hitting on me, like kissy face emojis, good morning, beautifuls, this, that, and the other thing. And I'm just like, something, like I didn't respond. I was just like, if I don't respond, he'll stop. And then occasionally he'd like throw something in because he was a bringer, like, oh, like, when's the next show I can do? And I'm like, all right, like, you can do this show. And then more kissy face emojis, and I wouldn't respond to that. And I thought eventually he would figure out if I'm not responding, he's going to stop. But he didn't stop. And then he was just like, he's got the same last name as me. And so then he was just like, oh, I hope we're not related because you're so hot. And I was just like, all right, now I'm not going to like say anything about an emoji because like I'm old as fuck. I'm not exactly certain what emojis mean anyway. But I was just like, okay, calling me hot. I know what this is. Let me just nip this shit in the bud. Listen, keep it professional. Okay, I will. And then he goes back into like the hitting on thing. And it's just like, something? I set my boundaries. You're not accepting my boundaries. So I blocked him. It's like, I don't really know you. You've been a bringer a few times. Like, there's nothing there. I know that I didn't give you any indication that I'm interested. Like, I'm a grown-ass woman. If I'm interested in you, you're going to know that I'm interested in you. But, like, if I'm ignoring you, and I literally say, keep it professional. Keep it professional. You keep that shit going on, I'm going to block you. Well, apparently he's ass hurt because I blocked him. Because I guess I blocked with no lube. And nobody owes you lube and a blocking. Like, nobody owes you shit. Like, this is the thing. We're in comedy.
Yeah.
I produce over 100 shows a year between podcasts and live shows. Like, I produce 100 podcasts a year. So, like, I don't have time to fucking hold everybody's hand through the process of how to be a professional comic. But guess what? We're comics. We're trying to tell jokes. We're not trying to buy dick. You know what I mean? It's like...
Right. Preach, Marissa.
Yeah.
I don't want your dick. I want asses in the seats, and I want you to make people laugh. That is the only thing I want from you.
Yeah.
That is it.
Yeah.
And then it's just kind of like, oh, so like he got like all like ass hurt because I blocked him. And then now he's doing some like single white female shit.
Oh my
and
God.
like he starts producing at the club that I'm producing at. And then he starts doing a podcast at my old studio.
The old studio. The
And
raggedy
then-
studio.
And then he's like doing a similar format where there's beer and this and you know something, I forgot he existed. I forgot that he was a person on this earth. And then all of a sudden I get a follow on Instagram and I'm like, why can you follow someone on Instagram if you block them on Facebook? They're owned by the same company. Like they should they should bring their blocks along with you. Right?
Yeah.
It's like
Common
Zuckerberg,
sense.
get your shit together. If I block this mofo on fucking Facebook, I don't want to see his ass on Instagram.
There
He's
should be
blocked.
like a block on all social media blocks.
Like you
Oh,
just
hold on.
There's
you
like
blocked.
I'm
right,
gonna steal that
extra
idea
from
from
you
you
right
fucking
now.
block, right?
There
This
has
is
to
a
be.
life block.
Right,
Like
it's
I don't.
a life block. Block
Yeah.
your
We
number.
done.
Block you on.
This is over. We done. I
Everything.
don't want to see you.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, why are you following me on Instagram? This is weird. And then like I went and I looked at his page and he like reposted a post that I had.
Oh my God.
And I'm like,
oh my God.
bro, are you still mad because I blocked you?
Ooh.
Like we're adults.
He's
Like-
obviously mentally ill. Like,
Well,
I mean, clearly there's
this is
something
the
going
thing.
on here.
Like this is the thing is that like I know he has mental health issues and that is probably why I gave him a pass for as long as he did with all the kissy face emojis and shit.
Yeah.
Because if I thought he was like a regular dude, I'd been like, bro, what are you doing? But I was just like, you know something? Ignore it. Ignore it and it'll stop. And it didn't fucking stop. And so then I'm like, okay. I'm not even going to be mean because I could be mean. Like, I've dated professional athletes and millionaires. Why do you think that I want your dick? But I didn't. I didn't.
Yeah.
I was, let's be professional. Let's just be professional. And apparently he couldn't do that. And I'm like, well, if you can't respect my boundaries, you obviously don't care how I'm feeling about this situation. I'm just going to block you because you can't control yourself. And I figured it's like a fucking year and a half later, this shit is over. And no, he's still having fucking butthurt issues. It's like, bro, get some preparation H. It's fucking 2018. We got Trump in the White House. We both have fucking problems bigger than the fact that somebody blocked you. Like, so, he's having issues and he's calling me a cunt and a bitch all
Ugh.
over his podcast and
Wow. By name?
Instagram.
Is he
By
naming
name.
you?
Yeah,
Oh no.
Says your name.
yeah,
You
he
can
says my
send him,
first.
like a cease and desist or something.
You know something? They say all publicity is good publicity.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
that
that-
is true.
That is very
That
true.
is true, but like, I don't
If
know.
you want to promote me and promote my shows for free while you're paying for it, because I know you're paying for your show, time is money, and you're literally spending money to like put my name out there.
you know, but hold on. There's also the issue of as anybody in comedy where you're doing shows and publicly posting where you're going to be, it's like there's like a physical safety issue also.
Yeah.
Because a few months ago I called out a comic for harassment and then like I was getting like anonymously stalked on Instagram and Twitter. I knew it was him. And then like I started having like these
How do you know you're getting anonymously stalked?
I was like, he was making like fake profiles and like
Okay.
he accidentally
Oh, that's real
he
crazy.
accidentally followed me with one of them and then like unfollowed. I noticed real quick because I got a notification and I screenshotted the notification and then I looked at the profile and it was his. It's a long story,
That's a
but
lot.
anyway, like in this like time, I was kind of like going through this time where I was like, oh my god, like you know, I post where I'm going, like somebody could show up and like say something to me or do something, and that's where I get kind of like worried about stuff like this.
Because that's
Right.
a real thing.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
That's a real thing.
And I also get like messages from fans on Instagram.
Yeah.
Like there's these guys who like DM me and they like try to talk to me like I'm just like like I'm gonna
What do you-
date them or
like,
something. It's like
dude.
so weird,
Oh,
and they
I
don't
don't know.
even live in LA. And
Oh,
they're
see,
like,
no. If you don't-
It's
There's
so
some
weird.
like
If you don't live in
Russian
my
internet
city-
troll.
Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna have to start sending out like a what do you call it? Like a form message on
Yeah.
Instagram or something that's like, thanks for your message, but if you're a fan of me, subscribe to my website, email or something,
Right.
something like that, because it's starting. I'm nobody, like I'm not famous. I just did stand up in a cafe and for one free cup of coffee, and people are like going crazy in my DMs, and it's like concerning already.
Yeah.
It's like crazy. I don't know.
Well, I already feel like, but thank you guys for listening. I feel like I've spent like way too much time on.
Yeah, I hope that
You
blows
had to
over.
get it off your chest.
Yeah.
Because that was crazy.
Mm.
I was watching while it was happening. I was
That
like,
is
what the
crazy.
fuck is happening?
I did see some of your posts on.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
I literally forgot this person existed.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it was just kind of like,
Yeah.
okay, I blocked you. Life moves on, but apparently
She's
not
right,
for
'cause that's the
him.
killer. You just gotta pay attention.
It's just like it is what it is. But like I said, time is money, and they are not worth time nor money. So I will say, Elise,
Yes.
how is dating in New York City?
It's literally the worst. Like,
It's
and
bad?
I'm literally the worst person to ask about it because, like I said, like I've just had this fucking relationship.
So how long were you
fallout.
guys together for?
Well, this is like a whole thing. First off, let me also say that I was celibate for a year before I got into
On
this
purposely?
situation. Yeah,
Oh,
Oh,
purposely
okay, yeah.
celibate.
I'm doing that too, yeah.
And then
Uh-huh.
I got into this thing with someone that was comedy adjacent because I was like not dating comics, right?
Mhm.
And then so it was like immediate attraction, but we'd known each other for a few
Photographer?
years. No.
Okay.
I don't want to get into like the specifics, but like
All right,
the whole
yeah,
thing
yeah,
was
yeah.
like we, like we got together and whatever, and then we were done, and I was like sad because. Yeah, but I was like, oh, I understand. He didn't want to lose his job. I didn't want to like make things complicated.
Uh-oh.
But then I found out that he fucked somebody that was like the exact kind of person that he said that he couldn't was the reason he couldn't see me. Okay.
What?
Yeah, and I
'Cause
was
they
like,
were comedy?
and I was devastated. I was like, oh my god, I'm like I was totally fucked up. Anyway, when we
Damn.
actually got back, we got together in earnest, not just like fucking around, like in December, and we were seeing each other all the way through this October 28th. Now, we had been a
We
lot
got an
of
exact date.
yeah, I got an exact date because that was the exact date that I
That's
woke
real
up and
pain.
found an empty condom wrapper behind his bed. Okay, yes, dead ass. And I felt like I had been
Wow.
keeping like all of these secrets, including like us, and like I had like he kind of had like a reputation. I like asked him about it, da da da, and so like now I don't even know like how long the deception has been going on.
Right.
All I
Day
know-
one.
Sure.
But all I know is that like all the times that like I thought something was happening or like I was getting like mad like intuition.
That intuition.
And I was either asking like I was like, oh my god, this person can lie to my face so easily.
Oh yeah.
Right.
And I was like, oh my god, like when you start to realize that like someone is like so full of shit that there physically is no room for a heart in there, and you're like, but
oh,
I've
it's
been-
a black motherfucking hole.
I've been like, I've
It's
been
a shitty hole.
yeah, and so I was like, oh my god, but so like that's what I'm saying. Like God gave me a way out of the shithole, okay, like literally and
Yeah.
figuratively, and yeah, at the same time. So it was I did actually do something that is very uncharacteristic of me, and that is take to social media on a very literal way because I felt that. Because I was like, this is my truth.
Lying
These
ass
are-
motherfucker.
This is just like everything that I have felt and that I've been
Mm.
dealing with. It has cost me jobs. It has
Right.
cost me auditions. It has cost me like I've gone up on stage and been like, "Hey guys, sorry, I don't have a sense of humor tonight.
Yeah.
I know you can't refund, but like
Right.
I was like I was like
Damn.
beyond the point of like laugh at my pain because I was like so
hurt.
and like my mind was spinning. Like I was like, I know I feel this way, and this is like what I hear, and I don't know. So I took to the internet And I was just like, this is everything that happened to me from my perspective. Because when I try to talk to you about it, I get told that I'm dramatic. I get told that I get ignored.
I've been there.
I get gaslit.
Yeah, total narcissist you have here, right here. Yep.
And I've even used that
gaslighting motherfucker.
I've used that that terminology in front of him. And so but when I went to the internet and I just put it all out there, I was like, listen, when I wanted to know more about this person and I looked at their Facebook or whatever to find out a little bit more behind the scenes, because I'd only had like casual conversations with them on and off for like 2 years before we started hooking up. It was like it just seemed there was just large gaping holes in it, you know? And I didn't even consider. And
you couldn't piece it together.
And then while we were like dating, you know, it was like, you know, I was like, what? I was like, can we, you know, like, let's take a picture together. Let's do whatever. And it's like, I don't really like want that out there.
Damn.
And I was like, why? So you're like side
other
pieces,
bitches
like, can't see, whatever.
Can't see the shit.
So then like the second I gave this person like so many opportunities to be I was just completely like, listen, you can be like, I don't want to see you. There's someone else. This isn't working. But I need to know, because I'm making life choices every day based on what I believe we have together, regardless of how like, you know, sometimes difficult it is, you know? And that's like, this is like you relate to people so that you can, you know, be in a relationship and then, but also grow from it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then like, and having to do it this way meant that I was like, okay, so I've like fucked myself so hard this long that like, so this is, long story short is I'm not the person asked about dating.
I don't think any of us at the table are.
But I went on but like when I put that shit on Facebook, knowing that like a lot of people are very good friends with this person.
Right.
And I was like, there's going to be some fucking
blowback.
But you know what? I've been holding this in for so goddamn long and how I feel about it.
Well, friends in air quotes.
And that's exactly what it came out to be. Because
this person is just using everybody and talking to
them.
Right,
because if they're a shitty person to you, they're probably a shitty person to everybody.
They're basically deceiving everybody. And then they'll be like, oh, don't believe her. Why would you like
and literally,
me?
and the one thing that I didn't do, I didn't screenshot. I mean, like I had the text message, but I was like, yo, I'm gonna like, because they were like, listen, if you tag me in another picture, I'm going to like you're like, it's gonna get real dark for you. Is what they said.
Jesus.
What?
Yeah, and I was like,
That's
and I was like, yo,
crazy.
I am going to tag your picture. And especially all the pictures that I've wanted to post from so long ago for all the things that like cool events that I brought you to that you know got to do X, Y, and Z at. And I haven't been able to share them with the world because you don't want your image like out there. Well, I'm going to put that out there and I'm going to give a timeline. So in case anyone that you were fucking during that time and you were like, I wasn't with somebody at that time, you know, I was like, this shit is all going out there. But what I realized, and like I wasn't even like really paying attention, is that, you know, it was all of a sudden, all of my Facebook, like in the feeds of like other people that were coming up were like people like from high school and like just my family and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, like there's definitely some like counter intelligence being like fed on the other side of this blockade, you know what I'm saying, of this like information blockade. And I was like, but that's fine also, because I felt like this person like took away my power, or I gave them my power, but they were doing it through like with deceit, you know. And I'm like taking away this person's power with the truth, you know. And this is the truth, and this is like the whole truth. And anyone who like doesn't want to look at the truth, because the truth is hard as fuck to look at, okay? It's uncomfortable. It's all the way uncomfortable.
Absolutely.
And anyone who doesn't want to just like marinate in that discomfort and just like feel it, you can also see yourself out, all right? Doors right there.
Absolutely.
But that's our job. Like, we need to marinate and fucking roast in the uncomfortable truth of life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Yep.
so, you know, like this guy, he wants to hide behind whatever, but like that's not the truth.
I'm not about it. And I've been hiding that shit like long enough just because I was like, I didn't want to jeopardize what we have, what we may have had, what we X, Y, and Z. And now I'm like, you know what? That shit was all a mirage. Okay,
Yeah.
that shit
Right.
was all
If
the way
he
fake.
wants to hide it, there was nothing there to begin with.
So I was like, let me
Yeah.
just recap you guys on the last 17 months of my life, which, by the way, coincides with the well, I'm gonna get like a super astrological, but the moon nodes being
Okay.
in the north node being in Leo and the south node being in Aquarius, and so
okay.
now we're in a shift. So like this last like 17, 18 months has been like all the way public in our lives. Like we've been more social, and like there's just been like an alignment with like the pomp and circumstance.
Leo wants to be seen, and then Aquarius, you said?
Yeah.
Did it just end in Aquarius? Well, I'm in Aquarius, and that's
There-
another thing about...
It's an axis, so
Right.
like the north node being in Leo means that the
Because
south
Leo,
node was in, in
it's
Aquarius.
opposite of Aquarius.
Right.
Right.
So that means that like an overall theme was like, you know, was this like kind of like social pomp and circumstance, performance, uniqueness, like your own creative, like unique identity and
When
stuff.
did that end?
It literally just ended on the 6th, like like
Okay,
moving into the 7th.
Because the moon is now in which...
Yeah,
where
so,
is it?
and then the moon, and then there was a new moon in Scorpio on
Yes,
the 7th. So
yeah,
this like
that's right.
huge paradigm shift that's part of like an 18-month cycle
Mm-hmm.
happened, and then there was like a really like pronounced new moon. So our focus is all the way different. It's all happening while this Venus in retrograde it was retrograding,
Which was
in
rough.
Scorpio.
Was yours rough?
It still is
The
rough,
Venus
and it's still
retrograde? Yeah.
retrograding.
How long does Venus retrograde?
I think it ends
40,
in 2
40
more
days.
weeks.
Oh,
it's
fuck.
40 days. And it
Yeah.
actually, like, so Venus going into Scorpio was super intense. And then it actually retrograded back across the part of Scorpio that it had been in, and now is in its home sign of Libra. So
Right.
now we're actually having a little easier time relating because we're processing like the dark shit that we had to go through when it was retrograde in Scorpio.
Oh, yeah.
But it's gonna stop, and then it's gonna move back, and then it's gonna be in Scorpio again for a nice long while.
Yeah, I had a really rough Venus retrograde because a lot of it stirs up memories of past lovers, memories of past relationships, where I have just been wallowing in like just every regret, mistake, past. I've been thinking about a relationship I had 11 years ago, 12 years ago, you know, where I'm still angry at that motherfucker, you know, and like actually it's so funny. Yesterday I cried on the subway about my most recent ex-boyfriend, and then I remembered, oh, in 2008, exactly 10 years ago, I was crying about a different ex-boyfriend on the subway. Like it was just like full circle, baby, you know, just coming back. Yeah, it's crazy. Like I've just been having so many like circuitous thoughts, and it's been really painful. Have you had anything like that?
I'm a Taurus, so like I feel like I'm not down for that bullshit.
It does affect everybody differently.
Yeah.
Do you
It
know
affects
what
everybody
your-
differently, though.
Do you know what your moon sign is and your rising?
I do.
I think I feel like my moon is in Aries.
Oh, okay. My moon is in Sag.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and my rising is Leo.
Oh, that's so fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like this is really, really girls talk.
But Heather, I have a question. Do you
Yeah.
feel like right now in Trump's America, like more men feel like they're entitled to sex than previously?
You know, I think there's something really weird going on in the air. Well, I don't know if it's like like the age I am right now. I'm 31, and I just feel like I'm so frustrated with men who seem to have no interest in an actual relationship. Like I'm looking for an actual committed relationship.
Right.
And men, it's like, you know, somebody put this in like a metaphor form recently. I saw this online where they're like, you don't go to a restaurant and order a steak and then they bring you a burger, and then you will tell that you will correct them and say, no, I ordered the steak, right? So she likens it to a relationship. It's like you're ordering commitment, and then somebody's like, no, let's fuck a couple days a week. Like it's like, why wouldn't you send that back? You know?
Right.
And that's what
I
I've been
absolutely agree.
doing.
I
You know,
absolutely agree.
yeah, the last guy I was hooking up with, I thought like it would be different. Like he lived in a different city than LA, which I was like, oh, already positive.
Right.
You know, already great. He seemed really into me, like really nice and everything. And I went up to visit him another time in Seattle. And I thought everything was gonna be fine, and then he just like drops off the face of the freaking earth.
See, that's the whole,
I hate that
but
shit.
See, that's like you give me one or two whammies. First of all, that's what's trending right now is like
people falling off the face of the earth.
Well,
Ghosting.
Ghosting
flat
is
earthers.
trending.
You better fall all the way the fuck off if you're gonna do that to me. you better float into orbit, okay?
Okay.
You do not want to run into me on the street.
And non-commitment is trending. Like that's
my
like
God.
a thing. Everybody wants an
Non-commitment,
open relationship.
Wishy-washiness. I feel this is a trend among men, though. Most women I know, especially in LA, are driven women, hardworking women, dependable people, lovely people. I know so many amazing women in LA, through comedy and my professional work. But it's like the men are not up to par. I don't understand what that is.
That right there
what
is
that?
it. So like I was reading this article and it said like it was something very close to like maybe like 40 or close to 50% of men between the ages of 18 and 34 millennial men don't have full-time jobs and are not looking for full-time jobs.
Okay.
And so I think the problem is that women right now, we have full-time jobs. We have more job security than we've had.
Women are more educated, too.
We're more educated than men right now.
More women finish college than men.
We have better jobs than them. We're making more money than them. Yep. And they're really getting their dicks in a vice about it. And
a dick in a vice.
It's a dick in a vice.
Don't get excited. Don't get excited.
My bad. I can't hear dicks and I get excited.
Don't worry, boo. It's just a dick in a vice.
And the other thing is the enabling that happens from all the other bitches who are like, "That's okay."
I
She doesn't
know.
want. Oh my god.
No, exactly. The fact that there are women who, like, honestly, I feel like all women should be in Lysistrata mode right now and like be like, no pussy for you. Change your behavior, and that's what I'm trying to do for
Absolutely,
myself.
you guys gotta come together.
Like I'm celibate right now, and the next motherfucker who even tries to like get with me or whatever. Like, you're gonna have to submit your tax returns. You're gonna have to fill out
credit report,
fill out a mental health evaluation.
100.
Like
shit.
I get like, who the fuck are you, and why do you think you can even speak to me right now?
Nobody's getting into your badge until 2050. I'm sorry.
That is not
You're
true.
all running.
Listen, I just want to make it clear I did have sex in June. It hasn't been that long. Okay, but I am holding out. Like, I really don't. There are plenty of men who try to fuck me or whatever. And
right.
it's just like, I'm not into it.
I had sex in July, and he.
What did he do? I want to hear what this guy did.
Oh shit.
Oh, so
boy.
He was loaded. Because I'm a finance sexual. But
that's an upgrade that I need to make in my life.
For real, you got to get some money to get up in this
I
business.
do have a crush right now on a guy who works in my office building who's a financial planner at a different company, and I'm interested. But I have to check his, background.
This dude literally bought a 6-bedroom house for him and his cat. Well, mostly for his cat.
Okay.
The cat had 4 bedrooms to himself. I'm just
No,
that man has no. You don't want to deal with that.
Wow.
And each bedroom had
A scratching post and
No, it was like kind of like a Chuck E. Cheese for cats. Every
like
single
a cat jungle. Like,
yes,
and it was
a cat
all, like,
jungle gym
was it
for
all
every
connected.
In the living
so
room.
like in each bedroom it had its own full cat jungle gym, but they weren't connected to each other because they had walls in between. But you could tell that was a cat room because it had the cat beds and like he left water and food in every room, and also had a 60-inch screen TV in every room for the cat in case the cat moved from room to room and wanted to watch its show.
They have cat shows. Or does he watch like regular TV?
He watches the Real Housewives.
You know something? I give zero fucks about what this cat wants to watch on television.
Connecticut, Westchester, what's
Westchester,
happening?
Westchester.
Oh,
It was
okay.
Westchester.
Damn.
Well, in case I want to buy
He,
something else, I'm in real estate.
She knew.
so-
She knew already.
Yeah.
It's just like
Bye.
one of those
Yeah.
crazy motherfuckers out there that can afford 6-bedroom houses.
But also the most concerning thing is the fact that he gave up most of his house to his cat. Like I used to cat sit for this woman in a
Yeah.
building that I lived in, and I was like, listen, this is not your apartment, okay? This is your cat's apartment, and they
And
just
you have to
allow
live
you
there.
to live here.
Yeah.
You know? And then you took on an additional rescue, which
crazy.
now you don't even have a bathroom. Like you have to
Oh,
like go
man.
and use your neighbor's bathroom because you have a rescue that needs to be like segregated from your other cats.
Wow. The last time I lived in New York, I was living in Astoria with a
cat
woman.
lady?
Yeah, well, she only had 2 cats, but the
Two is a lie.
Hold on, but it was like she had fucking like 32 cats in there.
Oh,
like it was
Christ.
like it was just like when you walk in and that cat smell just like hits
Yes,
you, and you're like,
yes.
oh.
Or you can smell it from like outside. Like I was like,
Oh,
oh,
my
I
God.
know homegirl has like 100 cat cans in a plastic bag
Yeah.
hanging around like the
So
doorknob of her
crazy.
front door because I'm smelling it from the
Oh,
elevator.
My God.
oh my god.
Yeah.
No, like he was like, all right, so like 4 dates in, he like offered to give me a car.
Oh.
Like that's
like a new one or
Yeah.
no,
I
he was
forgot
gonna
about that
he
detail.
was gonna buy a car. He was gonna give me his car, but his car only had 20,000 miles on it.
Oh,
'Cause
really?
I
it,
forgot
like-
about that detail.
It was like no, because he just used it to get back and forth
So,
to the
right.
You never
train
told
station.
me about that detail.
But so immediately it's like too much, you know.
It was too much and nothing at all at the same time.
I know.
Does
I
that
know.
make
ask
sense?
her gay best
I know
friend.
exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
'Cause
Like
I'd, like,
it's
take
like,
that
oh,
car.
I can give you things, but I'm
I
not
can't
giving
give you
anything
myself.
emotionally.
Yeah.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
it's just kind of like, something like
It's my dick in a box.
I mean, it was alright.
In a
It
car.
was alright. We're gonna have to wrap this up soon, but before we go, Elise, what are your thoughts on female producers?
We need more of them. If you got a spot and I have ideas, and we can work it out and we can make some money doing it and we can just do the things. Yeah. Like women, like I am just feeling this about myself. And I've got to say that I really have lost these past 17 months to what I thought I had or what I thought I wanted. And like, it's all
A dick in a box.
It's a fucking dick in a box. Yeah, like the whole thing made me. So when I told a friend of mine about this whole thing, he was like, "Yeah, that dude's a dildo," and like he said it like so perfectly and like just the way that I needed it. And then I was like, "Yeah, man, you're right. Don't date a dildo, just buy one." You know,
Right,
Like it's
exactly.
just fine. Like just like reorient yourself. And then like I just realized I was like, you know what? A great way to just get over whether someone believes you like that while you're just trying to go about your business, producing a show, living your life, ... and like you're getting mad, crazy shit said to you from dudes. Instead of having like to prove that to other people, it's just like, you know what? I'm just going to make sure that I'm in a place of power and that there's more women in places of power so that we really get to like marginalize the unnecessary, and like
Right.
and the shade. So like maybe everyone can just like take a step back and just reorient and be like, oh wait, maybe I should stop assuming that I can just act anyway just because my parents did or because like
Right, 'cause
like our
it's old
society
school thought, yeah.
It's just so it's not cool. And like and it's also made me think about, like cuz I act and stuff like that too, and I'm like, you know what? I would really like to just focus on stuff that I've written, that people that I know that have written stuff that I'm really into.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to be able to get financing. I want to be able to, collaborate with people that aren't going to take the heart out of it because they don't get it because they're coming from another place because they've got a dick. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
like, and trust me, I love dudes, and I love like all kinds of dudes,
Right.
And like for
I
like,
love men.
I love men.
Honestly,
I literally love men.
Yeah.
I
I love
want the
dick.
best for men. Okay,
I want the best for men, And part
I
of-
want the best for good men.
I want-
Bad
Yes.
men can go fuck themselves.
And also,
Yes.
like, there are good men inside of, like, kind of seemingly bad ones, you know? Like, sometimes, like, there hasn't been... But you know what? I'm not here to mother you either.
Right.
Exactly.
It's like a whole...
Yeah,
we
'cause
need to do
I've
it on
done
a
so
long
much.
term.
You know, that's another thing is like I've done so much like therapy and self work and self exploration, and I feel women are more inclined to that.
Right.
And that's what I feel like men should be doing.
That's exactly...
You
Like, the next
know?
time you get
That's-
catcalled, you
like,
should be like, you
honestly.
know what?
Oh, I got
do the
I
self-work.
got a pretty crazy cat call the other day. It was, I like your breast size. I was like, what? It was like proper and so inappropriate.
Right.
Yeah.
At the same
Exactly.
time. What were you
It's
wearing?
like, wow.
what? Why are you all
So nuts. Yeah.
We do need to wrap this up, but I feel like I gotta throw like one more in there before we wrap it up. Heather, do you feel like a lot of guys think they're entitled to sex?
Oh, well, no, well, we already talked about that, but yeah, no, I think there's something going on here where, I don't know, just like dudes who DM me, like my fans, they're like trying to like start conversation. They're like, hey, I'm going to be in Denver next week. It's like, why are you telling me this? Like, can I, like, I'm
Yeah.
a comic, like, leave me alone,
Right.
you know? Yeah, I don't know. I just want them to like buy merchandise. Like I need to like if
I've
just
got
buy
an
whatever
album. I've got a T-shirt. Keep
yeah.
it moving.
Now I have so many titles for my future album that I'm like, I'm gonna do this eventually. So just save your $9.99 for later, please.
All right, but we're gonna have to wrap this up. But before we go, just tell everybody your social media if you've got any shows or projects that you're working on that people can go to or follow. I'm gonna start with Pandora and keep it going around.
Okay. My Instagram is Pandora Comedy, and then I have the next show going to be Monday at Comic Strip Live at
Okay.
Uppertown, 8 o'clock. And actually, I didn't do anything for this one. It's good. Thank you.
Elise.
I am. You can find me at Elise Anamkara on Twitter and Gmail. Fuck that. No, you know what I'm talking about. Instagram, or you can find everything at my website, EliseWalkerEdwards.com. I have a podcast. It mixes comedy and astrology that I host with Julia Schachter.
yay.
Oh my god, that sounds good.
It is called Orbits Podcast. You can find it on all the platforms or at a Orbits dot I don't know, blueberry.net. Anyway, just find it, or it's on iTunes. And I don't know, there's a show that's coming up that I can't remember, but I am doing Coast to Coast on December 7th at Karma. And yeah, I'm Elise Edwards.
Heather.
Yeah, I'm on Instagram and Twitter at FixedAirHeather, which is a reference to my astrological sign. And my website is unrulymaruli.com. And then my podcast is Unruly with Heather Maruli. It's on everything. And I get lots of compliments. On not on the content, but I get a lot of comics messaging me, hey, your sound quality is good. What do you use? And look, I'm proud of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
Production
Yeah, but I have
value.
lots of shows coming up in LA when I get back, so check out my website.
Rodney Daniels.
My next show that I'm gonna be hosting is at a Broadway Comedy Club with Marissa Smith, Fashionably Funny at 10 p.m. Check us out. And as always, you can find me here every single week doing Big Talking Brewskis. So yes, check us out. Marissa Smith.
As always, you can find me here on Fridays for Big Talkin' Brewskis. Also, check out my other podcast, Blame Storming. If you like this show or you're interested in the other show, please check us out on all of the podcast apps and devices. I'm going to be on Chris Hamilton's show on the 15th. That is some sort of hotel that I cannot remember. But I will be at Broadway Comedy Club on the 30th for Fashionably Funny. Follow this show on Twitter or like us on Facebook at Big Talkin' Brewskis. On Twitter, we're at Big Talkin' Brew. Also, if you find this remotely interesting and you have left-leaning politics, you might like my other podcast, Blame Storming. So check that out at the Blame Storm. You can follow us also on all of the podcasting apps. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and remember that Trump just installed an AG that's completely unconstitutional. Good night. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.